is Julie Papastamatelou, and together with my colleagues Alexander Unger and Lenin Olivera, we have examined the way in which time perspectives influence German business leadership through self-efficacy. Our first aim was to examine if time perspectives and the deviation from a balanced time perspective have an effect on the 4 leadership styles. The first one is the transformational leadership style. This is the one in which a leader serves as a role model. He tries to gain the trust of his followers. He tries to mentor his followers and to empower them by encouraging them to develop their full potential. The second one is the transactional leadership style, which involves managing in the more conventional sense. That means that the leader here will clarify the responsibilities of the subordinates. He will try to reward them for meeting specific objectives, and of course he will also try to correct them for failing to meet specific objectives. The third one is the management by exception, which is a leadership style that empowers the manager to concentrate on very important, on very critical matters and to take important decisions while facilitating the employees to complete their daily tasks. The fourth one is the laissez-faire leadership style, in which a leader does not really take on responsibility for managing. Our second aim was to examine if a higher self-efficacy of managers influences the transformational and transactional leadership styles. By self-efficacy, we here mean the beliefs of an individual on his capacity to show behaviors which are necessary and relevant in order to reach specific goals. Our third aim was to test if self-efficacy mediates the influence of time perspectives and of the DBTP on the leadership styles. We had 3 hypotheses. The first one was that the future dimension will enhance the transformational and transactional leadership styles, that the fatalistic orientation will foster the laissez-faire leadership style, and the future dimension will enhance the management by exception. Our second hypothesis was that the DBTP will reduce the transformational and transactional leadership styles. And lastly, our third hypothesis was that self-efficacy will mediate the influence of the DBTP on the transformational and transactional leadership styles. Our sample consisted of 78 German managers. We had 37 female managers, we had 30 male managers, 11 persons without a gender indication, and the mean age was 40.52 years, while the standard deviation was 10.27 years. All participants have been recruited by the alumni network of a university located in southwest Germany. The participants were former MBA students of business integrated courses. The data collection was conducted by online-based questionnaires which were created by the Qualtrics online survey tool, and of course we controlled for the overall response time, and each link was case sensitive, which means that each link could only be used once. Regarding the measurement outcomes, we have used the German version of the ZTPI by Reuschenbach, Funke, Drevensek and Ziegler of the year 2011. We have used the deviation from a balanced time perspective. We have used the German multifactorial leadership questionnaire of Felfe and Goel of the year 2002 and a reduced 7-item version of the self-efficacy scale was used, which was constructed by Schwarzer and Jerusalem. Regarding our first hypothesis, we can see on table 1 that the transformational leadership style is being enhanced by present hedonistic and by future, and that the same leadership style is being reduced by past negative and by present fatalistic. Regarding the transactional leadership style, we can see here on the same table that the present fatalistic reduces the transactional leadership style and that the future enhances this leadership style. As for management by exception, we don't have any significant results here. And for the laissez-faire leadership style, we can see that the present fatalistic orientation does enhance this laissez-faire leadership style. Regarding our second hypothesis, as you can see on table 3, it was confirmed since the DBTP reduces the transformational and the transactional leadership style, while it does not have effects on the management by exception and the laissez-faire leadership. Regarding our third and last hypothesis, as we can see here, self-efficacy mediates the influence of the DBTP on the transformational and transactional leadership styles, but this is the case for the management by exception and the laissez-faire leadership style. And now I will briefly turn to the discussion. We have seen that the past negative and the present hedonistic perspectives have a negative effect on the transformational leadership style, and that the present hedonistic and future dimensions have a positive enhancing effect. And of course, this result can be explained through the challenges of the status quo, which are resulting by the transformational approach. The transformational leadership style is a very modern leadership style in which the leader is very close to the employees. It is about motivating employees. It is about engaging employees while also having a mutual vision for the future. So these results are very rational. The self-efficacy is very relevant, in particular for those leadership styles which can be characterized as ambitious and as sophisticated, and this kind of leadership style is the transformational leadership style. Regarding the DBTP, we have observed two significant reducing effects on the transformational and the transactional leadership styles. These influences have been partly mediated by self-efficacy, and at this point it becomes clear that the DBTP hinders the transformational and transactional leadership styles, which are exactly the ones associated with self-efficacy. The present fatalistic dimension enhances the laissez-faire leadership style, which is also self-explaining. And I will now turn to the limitations. The limitations of this study include in particular the small sample size and the cross-sectional design. We all know that a cross-sectional design, of course, does not allow to differentiate between cause and effect. So in future research, we have to use more often longitudinal studies to get more insights into the causal effect, to be able to rule out alternative ways of causal directions. But all in all, we can conclude we have shown that managers' time perspectives are really important for implementing an effective and an efficient leadership style, and that training programs could be developed to improve the balanced time perspective of managers, which is highly important. So at this point, I thank you very much for your attention. I've reached the end of this publication. Thank you very much and goodbye.